All right, so this is Ninja and Flannel back for another live stream here this Monday evening. And today we have a pretty special guest here. It's another YouTuber that I've actually been chatting back and forth with since day one of my channel and pretty much day one of his channel. So today we have J&T Shooter Reviews. So here is the man, the myth, the legend. And it's going to
Hello.
be a really good talk tonight.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's pretty sick to meet you in person finally. We've been chatting so long back and forth over YouTube and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool we finally get to do this together.
Yeah, it's been about a year, I want to say. We've been talking back and forth and emailing and stuff. So
yeah, it's pretty neat. Just the similar content back and forth. Somewhat, it seems like we have somewhat similar goals in our channels too.
Yeah.
What's up, Rory? Another Rory Foley here in the comment section. That's cool. We already got somebody in. But yeah, so it's going to be really cool. Plan for the night, nothing too crazy, but a couple of topics, and it's not strict. I'd like to talk a little bit about when people move from one category of shooter to another, particularly going from the guy who buys a gun because you're supposed to buy one, and he shoots one box through it and puts it back in the box it came in and stores it, and it doesn't really know how to progress from there. You know, it's not that they're unwilling to learn. Well, some of them are, but they just don't really have a plan. Like, well, I got my gun, now what? So I think it'd be cool to discuss from your experience and my experience,
Yeah.
what it takes to go from just a basic novice to something that's actually practical and, quite honestly, a lot more fun. So there's that. We could talk about some weapon setups a little bit later on, lights, switches. Sometimes it's a little confusing, magnification, LPBOs versus magnifier. And then I do have a project I'm working on. I'd love to pick your brain about
All right.
as well. So
Sounds
all good
good
stuff. So we can just fire on away. No formalities. So what, in your experience, I know you have some good experience.
A little bit.
What do you think about that? How should someone go right out of the box from just brand new shooter to start progressing?
So, my opinion, getting someone into firearms, I've been around them for a hot minute, shot a lot. I do a lot for work. The biggest thing when I get someone like that comes to me, it's like, hey, you're a cop. People always want to go to police and say, hey, I want a gun. Like, especially during like COVID, everyone wanted a firearm. Every single person that hated them now wanted them. So the biggest thing when someone comes to me, I let people shoot. Like, I'll start them out with a 22. Say, look, this is what you need to learn. If you want to carry a Glock, which that's like my preferred carry gun, I trust my life with mine. I carry a Glock 22 Gen 4. I have for a hot minute now for duty use, and it works very well. It's just one of those brands. I know you love CZ, those P10Fs,
Yeah.
but I bought a Glock 44. People come over, they want to shoot it, get used to the trigger. You don't have that recoil, you can kind of get comfortable with the firearm. I always tell people, hey, the gun's a part of you that, you're not, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I always try and get people as comfortable as possible. Because if I give someone a 10 millimeter or a 454 Casull, that is going to turn people away, and they will never ever CZ. They'll never ever get back.
The war has begun.
Yeah. I just like Glock. It works. I've had very good luck with it in my experience in life. So I know I love excuse me, I've been drinking tonight. I love a lot of gun brands, but there's some of them that just, holds a special place in your heart.
Oh yeah.
You get that special duty gun. You carry that, for you, for what you do. I know you said you love carrying CZ. That's like your bread and butter.
Yeah,
It just depends what you're comfortable with.
Functionality, it's like a Glock. It just interfaces a little different.
Exactly.
So that raises a good question, though. I think you bring a good point. So the first step is looking into. It seems like you've said this. It seems like the first step is looking into, do you have the right gun, and is it a good choice for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
That's a big part, because if you don't like how the trigger feels, and you're in that stressful situation, and you need to have every fine motor skill work properly, okay, it ain't gonna work, and it does not work. I promise you. Just from my experience, things happen. You forget something. You need it as simple as possible. I don't need a 4-stage trigger to do a 1-stage job. Okay, that's just
Fair
my
enough.
experience. I like H&K VP9s and stuff like that. I don't like their triggers for self defense, just
Hmm.
because if you ever see someone shoot one, there has that 2-stage. You get up to that creep, you get to the wall, and people always jerk it, especially if you put pressure on people.
Interesting.
Yeah, my best friend, he's in the military, but he does a VP9K. He shot my H&K VP9, excuse me. He shot mine, and he was one of those people that just he pulls that trigger so hard, and it's not one of those triggers you can do that to. So I think it just depends on what you have. Single
Interesting.
action, double action, striker fired. I like striker fired just because it works. It's proven. Um, there's a lot of trainers where I live in Georgia. Okay, I'm a police officer.
Right.
Um, there's a lot of trainers in Georgia that use Gen 1 Glocks, and some
Gen
of them
1,
have,
really?
yes, yes, the 17s. They have 100,000 plus rounds with no malfunctions. Um, the Glock has such a proven platform. It's hard for me to go to other companies and want to carry that firearm just after my experience. You know what I mean? Um, and just because the police carry a certain gun does not mean it's worth a fuck. I'm going to be honest with y'all right now, because a lot of these big agencies, they'll buy a firearm and they buy it not because it's reliable, works well. Some of these big agencies will just carry the cheapest
The lowest
possible.
bidder, right?
Yes, and it's just like the military.
That is a
Whoever
funny
is
thing with military. It goes to the lowest bidder.
exactly. If you're the lowest bidder, you're getting the sale. It does not matter. I do not care what you say. Not you, but what anyone
No, I got you.
says. That's how that works, man. They don't care. If you get into a good agency, a smaller agency, I have about 60 to 70 people on mine on the road
Okay.
that I work with, and obviously they have a lot more flexibility. They can choose like, hey, we like this. This works. It's been proven. We're good. But there's a lot of agencies that just every year, hey, let's go to Smith and Wesson. They offered us this pistol at $300 a piece. That's what they go with. There's a lot. Glock is the pumpkin spice. You're not wrong. But hey, the
is,
pumpkin spice never
is that a
fails.
good thing or a bad thing? That's what we got to figure out. So it is funny. So I love to make fun of Glocks, but
Mhm.
reason
I
being,
noticed.
well, yeah, I love to, but it actually has nothing to do with the Glock itself. It always cracks me up the climate around it. You know what I mean? Like you
Yes.
said, like if
Oh,
you've always
yes.
used it, it's hard to get away from something that you've always used and always worked. Like I'm an electrician. We use fluke meters, and you can come out with whatever new meter, and I'm not touching other meters because the fluke one works well.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that side of it. Where I like to make fun of them is it's like taking a reliable car and saying that you only use it because it's reliable. So you don't need no stinking windows or radio or climate control because the motor works.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, though, the main core features I like about other guns usually came from Glock. Like I use striker fire. Like the CZs are basically a variation of Glock. It just
Yeah.
interfaces with my hand a little better. So like I
Yeah.
have a good respect for Glocks, and they do shoot quite well. But
Yeah.
I do love to make fun of some of their owners. not
Yes.
all, not
Now,
all, but
yeah.
some.
You go into some gun shops and you meet the beloved tactical Timmy Glock fanboy, and those
Yeah,
people
that's
kill
him.
me. I mean, they're the most tactical in the room. Uh, they know everything, but they've never been a part of anything.
Yeah, they
You
got
know what I mean?
all 30 rounds they put to their pistol. Now, the
Like,
CZ guys, we could talk about them too. The hipster guy, he's got the
yeah.
beard oils,
Uh-huh.
and he is drinking the pumpkin spice latte for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he doesn't even have 30 rounds through his Shadow 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spent
But so
$1,200
there's there
and
too. But anyway, we
yeah.
digress. We can make fun of people all day. So as far as elevating your shooting skill, I would say you're right. You pick a pistol that's good, do your research. Don't research on Reddit too far.
Oh no,
But so
God,
you
no!
research.
Please
So
don't.
like, so for me, I'll tell you my personal story for it. So I was a just a regular gun owner. Like
Mhm.
I just buy tons of guns, buy, sell, trade, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I go to the range with a bunch of clays, put them on the hill, stand back there, and see if I could pick them off from far.
yeah,
So strangely, I know he gets a lot of crap, but Lucas Bodkin from T-Rex Arms, I discovered some of his older videos, emphasis on older videos, and
Mhm.
that were like, oh, how can you train if all you have is a single indoor range? How to get better with this? Like just some of
Yeah.
his core training stuff. So
Mhm.
I start looking into this. Then I build a belt. Then I build a plate carrier. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like now I have a shot clock. I feel like I'm improving. So let's pause on that before I go too far. So for me, at least my journey was to go from basically a bench potato shooting at the range was to have a goal. Like, okay, I want to
Yeah.
be able to put up 3 targets and put 2 rounds on each from 10 yards and see how fast I can get. Starting
Yeah.
slow, so I don't shoot my leg drawing, but start off slow and move on up. So you start racing there. Then I started looking up different drills, things like that. And it really was just having a path and really a shot timer. Shot timer made a huge difference. It just gives you
Yeah.
something to race against.
Yeah.
And then one of the things I used as a kind of a test to see if your gear is working was shooting competitions. We can talk about that a little later.
Yep.
But I would go to
Mhm.
not the flashy like race gun type, but it was like a tactical 2 gun where like you have to use cover. There's like hostage targets. You do everything
Yeah.
from point blank to 500 yards. That's what I was telling you about in West Virginia. But
Yes. Yeah. Before
yeah, we had
YouTube took everything away. Yep.
yeah,
Thank you.
we got to do that one of these days. But so like I started doing a mix of training with a shot timer, a lot of the old T-Rex arms videos, and then pairing that with gear testing and competitions, and it really opened up not just a better avenue to improve skill, but it's way more fun. Like usually when I leave the range, I am completely drenched in sweat. Like
Yeah.
like I just played a game of basketball because I'm like running. You basically are running suicides while shooting if you set up a course right. And it's
That's
like
very
it's so much
yes.
more fun. You're shooting with completely gassed and out of breath. You learn that if you put your plate carrier too tight, you can't breathe when you run.
Yeah.
Actually, you know that.
Not to cut you off,
No, cut
but
me off. I
that
talk a lot.
is a very important thing that people don't think about. Okay. So when you usually say self-defense shooting, just through my experience and stuff, you're never just standing there calm, heartbeats at 60 beats per minute. You're
Teacupping.
not, yes, you're not there. You're shitting your pants. You got browns in
Yeah.
your pants. You're stressed the fuck out. You're sweating. You're trying to focus as strong as you can. Okay. It's the flat range theory is a great tool, okay? But living on that tool will get you, in my opinion, will get you hurt.
Mm.
Because I promise you, someone's at 6'3", 280 pounds, doped up, pissed off, drunk, okay? They're fast. They hit really hard. I'm just saying, just from experience. And it doesn't always, people, I think, look too much into like, oh, I can shoot a group this big at 20 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards, whatever. I'm happy. No one can, beat me. You know, like I can
Yeah.
shoot a good group. That
Like
means
a bullseye match,
absolute,
right?
huh?
Like a bullseye match, basically, right?
Exactly. That
Gotcha.
means jack shit. I promise you, in the real world, that don't mean nothing. You're because people stand there, they try and take their time, be precise. Okay, that's not how this works. It's not.
Yeah.
You ain't in that position. You're not calm, cool, collected. Um, I've had times in my career where you're at that point, and I promise you, you can feel your heartbeat. You can feel the sweat dripping down your face. You can feel every little thing. Um, but never have I thought back and been like, man, thank God I shot that 10-round group at 10 yards, shooting a group this big. That
Oh
ain't,
yeah.
it don't mean nothing.
Do you
And
even
I
use your
think,
sights?
huh?
Do you even use your sights when in that
No,
high stress?
no,
I
you
didn't think
don't use
so.
your. That's a good point.
There's no sights unless they actually remember Eli Dickens, the guy with the mall shooting a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yep.
Now he got the guy with like what 14 rounds at like 50 yards.
Yeah, 40 to 50 yards, the Dickens drill. Yeah,
Yeah, until you hit that, you're probably not using. If he didn't use sights, he's a real legend. He's already a legend. If he didn't use sights, he's really an animal. But I feel like until you start stretching out, you're probably just using the force.
exactly. When you're in that heated moment, you're on a domestic, you're on a traffic stop, someone's reaching, someone's not listening.
Oof.
Okay, situations like that, you're 100% right. The sight thing doesn't really kick in because, and a big thing is, I hope people watch this video and stop closing one eye and doing this. I really hope, I hope that stops one day from the movies and everything, because
Yeah.
that's another thing that will get you hurt. Pieces of shit travel in packs of 2
Hmm.
or 3. Then they're not always by themselves. And when someone's scared, adrenaline's dumping, they're going through the whole nine. You draw your pistol out. A lot of people, just through talking and meeting and watching shoot, trying to help them shoot better, they never prep their trigger. Their finger will be all the way out. I wish YouTube wasn't so weird about this.
I
It's like
know.
it'd be much easier to show. But I prep my trigger when I'm in a shitty situation. My
Can
finger
you
is prepped.
define prep verbally? Do you mean like as in pull your take up?
Yes, I go all the way to the wall.
So you go all the way to the wall on this.
Yeah, no.
Woo!
There ain't no games, big dog. There's
Oh,
no
man.
games. Nah,
We're
I
going,
don't, because
when
it
I go to
takes.
why I say that because I'm not in your type of situation. When I go
Yeah,
to the wall, whatever I'm looking at's about to go down.
yes, and it's just one of those things. You got to be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I have to be myself. I have to put myself in that position where I'm 110% comfortable with getting to that wall and being ready for whatever comes next.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that you can talk to that, they shoot or, they want to show you their drill time, whatever. And 9 times out of 10, they don't get to the wall. They're slamming that trigger as quick as possible,
I know, I've seen it. Or
which,
when they reset, they're not just doing the second stage, they're resetting the entire first
so
stage.
yes.
You
But
see one
hey,
of these deals?
when you're stressed, I get it.
Oh
You're
yeah.
stressed the fuck out. Like, I mean, when I say your white pants turn brown, it's a real thing. Like, I ain't no one hating on you. As long as you get to go home, that's all that matters. You do everything correctly. That's all that matters. But there
That's
is
funny.
a big point to where you need to get to that point to where you're comfortable with that. If I'm that fucking worried that someone's about to fucking really kill me or hurt me, the wall is the last worry in my mind, is what that piece of shit is about to do to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't do the whole game thing. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm to the point with people. And I think a big issue in the firearm industry is there's so many gun tubers, gun bunny people that don't talk about it. And the thing is, I don't think not every cop knows what they're talking about. Not every
Yeah,
firefighter
that's
knows what they're
fair.
talking about. Not every judge knows how to do his job. Okay. Not every teacher is good at their job. We're not all perfect, and no one's asking you to be. But of course, you need to be careful with who you listen to and people say. Um, Hell, if 100,000 people were watching this and said he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But you work
Yeah,
in
they'll say that to everybody though.
yeah,
They'll-
but you work in McDonald's and you never owned a firearm in your life, and you have no clue what a hard life is, what a hard shift is like. You know what I'm saying? There's
yeah.
just, you just gotta let shit like that go and focus on the real things. And sorry for getting off a tangent, but
No,
you draw
tangents
your
are fun.
gun, you draw that gun. I'm already at that point of I've made my mind up. There's no second guessing. This fucking asshole comes at me another step with whatever's in his hand, bat, knife.
Gotcha. So when you get
He's
basically when you get to the gun drawing point, there's already a high likeliness you're gonna need it, so you might as well be on the wall.
Yeah, I'm not just
Gotcha.
drawing my gun because some kid ran across the road. You know what I'm saying?
Jaywalkers beware type
Yeah,
deal.
I'm not doing all that.
Nice.
I
No, that's
I
good to know though. See, stuff like that, like I do a ton of shooting, but I'm never in scenarios like that. So what I try to do is I try to if you have a knowledge gap, I don't think that's actually an excuse because you can find someone who doesn't to talk to. Like I'm talking to
oh
you.
yeah.
I got buddies. I have a lot of buddies who are like ex-infantry, or they'll have like a ranger tab, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I learn a lot from them. So, for example, speaking of learning stuff that you can't as a regular civilian and with training, I actually did an airsoft milsim event this year. First one I've ever done. I've always been kind of like airsoft's terrible because I've tried to do public ones before, and it's just not cool. So,
Yeah,
have you ever
kids
done
and
have you ever done a milsim one?
no, I have not. I do a
Dude.
lot of dry firing, and
Yeah.
you're 100% right. Airsoft, all that.
So
If
what I
Yeah,
learned from it though. So it was in an abandoned like nuclear facility in South Carolina.
that's
So like
cool.
when you go there, it's not like just a big speedball course and you all go and shoot each other. Like there's radios, they basically make it, it's a bunch of ex-military guys who run it. They make
Yeah,
that sucker like a real mission basically with
yeah,
objectives and command points, stuff like that. It's 12 hours straight. And then it's just full combat the whole time. People are running actual night vision and stuff like that. So like they don't shoot like real firearms. Like you get to 100 yards and you don't really have to worry about it
yeah.
for the most part. But like there's a lot of things like most people don't shoot offhand or on their left shoulder with a rifle.
Yes. Yep.
Half the corners in the world are on the left side. That's an important piece of math. Half of the corners are on the left side, and we shoot 98% with our right shoulder. So like that day, and I try to, but not as much as I should. But that day, I probably spent more time on my left shoulder just because of where we were positioned. And
Yeah,
I'm like, this is a huge thing. Like learning how to use cover, all that stuff. And this isn't so much concealed carry. This is getting a little more LARPy, which I'm okay with. But
yeah, nothing
like
wrong with that, yeah.
using cover, all that stuff, and like it's crazy. Like we're alongside of a building, and there's a door to our right side, and they pop out, and I get hit by 4 rounds. And I'm like, oh, in real life, I'd be dead. Like I had no idea that you couldn't. I still, even once I was dead, I was like, I still can't see the door. It was just in line with the concrete or whatever. But
Uh-huh.
like Milsim though, I feel like all of us people who like to shoot and LARP around a little bit to get some real like not so much the guns themselves, but the tactical like CQB stuff like that, and just jump in and see how you can do it. Milsim events are awesome.
Yeah, you can learn a lot. The doorway, a lot of people okay, this is a good one. We were talking about this through text message. Home defense. Everyone wants to go to where the noise is.
Oh,
That's
there will be no searching.
so
We
that's a big thing that people think like, oh, the noise is coming from here. I don't have a pistol light. I don't have any light. I'm just gonna run there and see what happens. That is a no.
no.
Doorways is one of the most fatal. It's called a fatal funnel for a reason.
And staircases.
Yeah. I've done a lot
Staircases.
of active shooter training through schools and such, and we use a lot of, to my training experience, we've used a lot of the blue sim guns.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's it ejects the casing, but it shoots like a little pellet, and it's like a little paintball. They have a
Yeah,
bunch of different
is
types.
that the simunitions?
Yes,
Is
simunition.
that same? Oh, yeah, it's simunitions. Nice. That's cool. But
So that's a great way to learn.
oh yeah.
If you own a home that has a staircase, you're probably in a different world than I am. um, excuse me, a staircase like in a school. You got
Oh,
too
like
much
that?
damn
No, I
light.
don't have that.
Yeah, I have a stairs in my house, but just through my experience, you don't push by yourself. You don't, you have to have a teammate with you to really cover yourself. Doorways, stop fucking standing in them. Don't stand in a doorway. Please don't.
So
It's
funny story. At that Milsim, I learned this all from the other side of it.
Uh-huh.
We found this command box. The longer you hold it, the more points your team gets, whatever.
Yeah.
So we find that there's this, it's a 3-story huge building, and there is one entrance and one staircase in. So me and this buddy, he was infantry. I basically just copy and pasted what he did because he was an animal. I mean, talking
Yeah.
like 1 versus 7, and he would win every time, like without taking hits. He was a monster. So I would just copy and paste whatever he did. Me and
Yeah.
him, we killed like 8 squads in a row because they're trying to get up a staircase and breach this room. And we were just posted up. Like, I don't even know, without like explosives, I don't even know how you would get in that situation. Like, we had the corners, we would dominate the corner. Is if we needed to reload, we would slip back. The other guy would do it. We had grenades, nasty airsoft grenades. Like, if they hit
Yeah.
your clothes and blow up, they blow a hole in your clothes. They were, dude, they were so nasty. Like, they're like 180 decibels, 160 decibels, whatever it is. Like, it was brutal. But I learned
Oh, yeah.
really well that if there's a staircase and if I don't have to go up that staircase in like my house, I will not be going up that staircase or through a door. But
You're held at a bad point.
oh yeah,
If you're in a room with your wife and it's just you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, hold the corner and
oh
watch that
yeah,
fucking door and don't
yep.
move.
Just choke point the door, and then whoever comes through it
Yes,
is screwed.
exactly. Because if you're on a corner and he's having to come right around that door frame and he's having to keep looking, and I have my pistol drawn out, looking directly at that door frame right at the corner, he
Yep,
ain't got no chance. You're
that's
gonna
true.
have him in your sights before he even sees you. So, I wish they'd stop. Like people would stop posting these stupid ass
Oh,
videos.
they're so bad.
It's like you're giving people false hope. One, you're gonna get people hurt. Two, killed. Really, you're pushing a home by yourself, no light. Even if just through my experience, I won't get too deep into it. But if I'm running a red dot and a light on my rifle, um, it's still a shit your pants moment. Like
Oh, for sure.
that's not a moment where um you're you're comfortable. That's all gone.
Yeah, no, I would agree. There's not
It's
much that can
just
prepare you fully for that.
yeah, no. And there's really, in my opinion, you can train and train and train, and that's perfect. You need to get good with your pistol. You need to shoot fast. You need to be violent, and you need to be fucking accurate. There's things you need to be good at in life, and that's a few things. Um, Being a macho man isn't always one of them. You need to play smart. It's like chess. Play it correctly. Don't rush yourself because I mean this is life. You don't respond. This ain't no damn Call of Duty. Your
There
ass
is
gets capped.
no
It ain't
response.
the movie. Your ass is fucking laying there bleeding out. Okay. Then at
Yeah,
that point you put
that's
more
true.
people at risk. It's really play it safe, but really think about what you're doing because there's a lot of great people out there that you can take training courses from. And Tennessee is a big one. I know they're kind of iffy. Some people have big opinions on them. Is tactical response. I have
Hmm.
some friends that took courses through them. Shotgun. Uh, was it room clearing and a few others. Um, Yeah, the guy passed away. Was it like 2 years ago? What's his name? I can't remember his name now.
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that one.
He tactical response. He has a bunch
Okay,
of like
gotcha.
he did a bunch of SHTF videos, stuff like that.
Okay,
James Yeager. James Yeager is his
okay, I
name.
have heard that name.
He did I think contracting work. He had a lot of good experience, and the courses they do is actually really cool. You get a little certificate when you take it, whatever. Um, but they have shotgun and a lot of them, and they have videos on their website, and they're pretty. They know what they're doing. So there's
That's cool.
places you can get the training. It's just be careful because there's some people that
Oh, it's bad.
really they're really, they make fun of me and you for posting videos of shooting or this or that, or, hey, I like this, I don't like that. But then
Yeah.
some
Oh
jackass
man.
with a nice camera posts a video of him running through a house, shooting targets like some jackass as quick as he can. and he's the one that's like, hey, that guy knows what he's doing. He don't know a fucking thing. He ain't been in a hard spot with a
it is
firearm in
funny
his life.
too.
Huh?
We need to find a better way to vet trainers too, because like
Yeah.
I mean I've been at the gun range before, and we're like setting up courses, stuff like that, and our courses are more of not to learn the real life side of it. It's more of to learn the movement and weapon mechanic side of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
a 2-gun course. The 2-gun course will
Yeah.
train in all the firearm side except for the real life stuff. So there's that. They got to take that with a grain of salt. So
Of
we'll be
course.
running these courses, or I'll do like when we're it's a preset list of ways you shoot, like shoot 5, move back, shoot 5, shoot 5, reload. At the end, you get
Yeah.
a score, right? Well, I got this old guy who'll walk up and be like, "Listen, I teach carry classes." The dude's got like an old police 38 special, and he's teacupping it, and I'm like, "Listen, brother, I don't think you can teach us anything." Not to sound like a young punk. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is the last guy who should ever be teaching anybody. Actually, this is
Yeah.
a funny story. One of these guys, my cousin's at a gun store buying something for his pistol, and he's got a red dot and a flashlight, as one does nowadays. And this
Yeah.
old guy
It's
comes
not
up and
uncommon anymore.
yeah, listen, kid. He goes, you don't need any of that. You don't need the red dot. And I'm like, okay, I see some people are still there. You don't need the flashlight. And I'm like, okay, we can't see in the dark now. And he's like, you don't need iron sights. And I'm like, oh, he's like, you just aim down the barrel and that's all you need. And I'm like, what the heck? My cousin's like, you're an instructor? That should be illegal for you to be an instructor. But it's funny
That's
because
stupid.
all of those gadgets, you could still just ignore them and shoot too. That's the funny side of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it can all mean nothing if it's sunny out and I'm outside and the dude's 5 yards from me and he has a knife in his hand. Sure. You don't have to look down your sight. I can pull the gun up and focus off my peripheral on the red dot, but you still need to know where you're shooting. Every bullet has a tourney attached to it. I shoot some asshole 18 times. When I go to court, and because I have a body cam,
Oh,
I
yeah.
shoot him 18 times. They're gonna want to know, hey, why'd you keep shooting him when he was on the ground, like this?
Is the answer I was stressed out valid?
Well, no, it's a very
It should be.
They teach you a lot of things in school,
Mhm.
and training. They teach you a lot that can protect you, but I don't get too deep into it. But
No, it's not. That's a bad rabbit hole. Neither of us are lawyers.
yeah, but yeah, because there's everyone can always interpret whatever. But I mean, I wouldn't recommend shooting someone 15 times and waiting 10 seconds and shooting them
I have heard
execution
that.
style. I wouldn't recommend that.
There will be no Mozambique after your 15 rounds.
Yeah, I would not recommend executing somebody because we've seen that in Georgia a lot.
Really?
Texas, yes.
They just go and
People will
finish them
go up
off?
to them and give them that one last love
I
tap.
thought you were being comical. You actually run into that.
No, that's a real thing. No, that is a serious. Go hang out in Atlanta for like 24 hours. Okay, you Martin Luther King Boulevard will teach you a lot. Please do not fucking love tap people after you shoot them a bunch. That I'll give you that much
Yeah,
information.
you got to lead with that kind of thing.
Yeah, people really do that. That's I wish I was joking, but people will, it's one thing. Grady
That's
Judd,
nuts.
he's a sheriff in Polk County, Florida, I think it is. He is a great sheriff. They have a lot of shitheads, a lot. They deal with dope, sex trafficking. There's just endless problems they have. And they shot someone. They shot 155 times, 165 times.
Oh,
Everyone wanted to know why they shot that much, and his answer was, "Well, we ran out of bullets. That's why we did that."
that's not a good answer.
So, but he's a old west type of. You shoot at us, you have forfeited your life. Okay.
I mean, he doesn't seem wrong.
No, he's very
Like,
if
if you shoot at me, I agree with that statement.
Yeah, if people in the comments, all 8 of y'all or 9 of y'all, if y'all go and look up Grady Judd, if you don't know him, if you live under a rock, you'll learn a lot about the law enforcement side of how it should be. You shoot at me, you fucking forfeited everything you've ever had. Sorry, big dog, but
Yeah,
um,
like a rules of
he,
engagement sort of thing, right?
exactly, yeah.
Basically. Actually,
He's a very good sheriff, a very good like standpoint. This is how you protect your officers because they have, I want to say it's nearly 3,000 or 2,000 officers,
oh,
and they
that
have
that's
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people
the amount
they
of
have to deal with.
paperwork must be
Yes.
insane. Just forests of it. On that
Yeah.
note, though, with the commenters, let's take a look at some of these real quick. A little break here. Let's see here. The Great Do says stay off of Reddit. That was from earlier conversation. He also
Thank
says
you.
that his brother-in-law does two gun competitions. That's sick. Ooh, at least it's not a SIG. Back to our Glock talk. Yeah, dude. SIG, I know people are hardcore SIG fanboys, but
Mhm.
I do not like a lot of SIG stuff. I won't say I don't like all of it, but there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I don't understand why this is a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the 320 is good home defense because it'll smoke someone when you're not even home by itself. But
Oh, yeah. They do have some issues.
that one
I've
guy just
had
got in Philly, I think it was. I think it was Philly. He was going down the stairs in a SIG holster and it just went off. Allegedly, I mean, allegedly, it just went off and shot him in the leg. Apparently, he won. It was like $11 million.
really.
I mean, I would probably be okay with a bullet in my leg for 11 million.
Yeah, I can fix that issue pretty quick.
Yeah. Hey, if it happens, it wasn't intentional. Just so you all know, if you're a opponent of this live stream. But anyway, yeah. So Sig, that's pretty funny there. A little break from our current discussion. So I actually am working on a project which I don't want to forget about. That's why I want to pull it up now and show you. So vertical grips on not quite vertical. All right. So you can see that over here.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah,
it's just a little shark fin. So I have that one. Then you have it's not a gun YouTube. I have that one. I got this one, which is I got this from somewhere. This one is a little suspect. It bends. It's garbage. And then there's this straight one. So what I've found with these is I don't like vertical grips because they get snagged all over the place. They catch your sling, stuff like that. And really, I don't think anybody is still holding their AR like this at this
some
point.
people do.
Nobody should be. One thing it's nice for is you can muzzle check the crap out of somebody with it. But other than that, I don't like these. So what I've moved to and this is just one big that's what she said joke, this whole thing.
Yeah.
Just say that. So
Yeah.
what I've moved to is this this vertical grip I got right about here. So the problems with it's from Strike Industries. So the ergonomic base shape of it's perfect to grab your fingers, put your thumb right on top of your handguard, and you can operate everything. The flaws are it is super slippery, even though it looks textured. And that, do you ever mount a cover when you shoot? Like you brace
Yes.
to a wall, 2x4. Doing that
Yes.
milsim, I was trying to watch this door and I couldn't even blink because they were sneaking up on us. So I was mounted this corner and my stuff kept slipping off the corner. So what I'm thinking of designing is something that is like this, but will have the ability to grab corners like a scorpion tail and bottom type deal, but also not stab you in the hand. So what do you
Yeah.
think about that? You think that'd be a pretty interesting design?
Yes. I run a Mossberg 590 A1 tactical. Okay, 12
Gotcha.
gauge, 20
Yep.
inch. And it has the M-lock forend where it's like the complete thing is you can put M-lock through the whole thing.
Nice.
When you hold, like you said, a doorway, or you're holding a certain area on an apartment complex, or you're holding up against your car, that, of course, you can prop your rifle up on a car. But if I'm on a corner and I need to watch a doorway or I need to
It
watch
slips, right?
a door, you need to have. I love that you said that. Having that little M-lock grip, something that will grip into the wall and hold on to it, because when you hold, that 12 gauge is heavy as hell. I have a sling on it, but when I'm holding on a doorway and I got the uh, the pump part sitting on my hand like this, and I propped up with
Oh,
a shotgun or rifle.
it doesn't seem like it'd be that heavy, but you do that because I held that
Yes.
doorway for 4 hours and it was like 90 degrees. And I was sitting there and I was like, I feel like such weak sauce right now, but this is getting miserable. So
Oh
what I
yeah.
think of is I don't want it to be sharp. So you know how like a nice new flathead has that real squared off nose.
Yeah.
But this isn't a nice flathead, but it's real squared off. So it's not technically sharp, but it grabs everything. What I'm thinking is something like this that's right at the bottom of that grip there, maybe curves under just a touch, maybe about that wide, the same width as the grip. And it's just got like a giant flathead nose with corners, something along those lines. So when you go to, it's not going to cut your hand, but like, let's say you hit like a 2x4 at a 45-degree angle, it'll just dig in and then you can just shoulder it and lean on it. Like if it's
Yeah.
drywall, it's going to just bite right into it. If it's a car you don't care about, you can bite right into it. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. So in the comments, if you guys are watching there and you have a thought on that, because I'm trying to kind of build something that isn't, when people go to build something interesting and they end up solving a problem that doesn't exist. So
Yes.
this is something I've known, like you go to brace something, your gun slips a little when you're pushing hard. So like in the comments, if you guys have an idea of this, or if you think it's trash, I'm cool either way. So let me know what you guys think over there about that. If you want to pull it up later, just ask me in the comments and we can pop that up again. But that's something I'm working on at the moment. I'm kind of talking to some engineers and stuff just for some basic designs.
Yeah.
But
I think deep grooves for one.
like the
Instead of
serrations,
going, huh?
like the serrations in it.
Yeah, serrations, yes. Instead of going vertical like this, you prop up like on a door, especially like a doorway or something. It doesn't grip. I think going like parallel, up and down, up and down, up and down,
Yeah.
just single lines doesn't work either
You
because it
might need
slides.
like a diamond pattern, like a crosshash.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Go like a Z, kind of multiple lanes like a Z, because
Mm-hmm.
you have multiple points of contact on a Z. One line, I can push it against a door
It's
or
just a
a
groove to
doorway.
slide.
Exactly. That's exactly what it does. No matter how much pressure you put, if it's at
Interesting.
corners like a Z, you have multiple
Something like
points of
that, but deeper.
contact. Then at that point, something a little deeper, like not sharp, but deep serrations. I run that rifle into a corner, especially like a
Drywall.
drywall. It ain't gonna go nowhere. If
Yeah,
it's
dig right
vertical
in.
up and down, you can still slide it. It doesn't always work because like Magpul does they do one kind of like it, but it's more of like the gravel texture dots,
Yeah.
and it was a good thought process. But with that cheap polymer, if I keep running it and training with it,
Oh yeah.
it wears it down and it just slides. It's just like the vertical lines. It doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
So I don't know if
You know?
G10 is stronger than the Magpul plastic, but like my pocket knives from wear after a couple of years, even the grippy texture on them wears out. So I could see that totally wearing away. But that's the
Like
other
my
thing. So
Carta.
for this design, I actually want to make it from machined aluminum instead of polymer.
Yeah.
So a
Instead
couple
of
things I was
polymer.
thinking of. One was to do all aluminum. One was to do polymer and add a steel basically shank you can replace in there, something like that. That starts to get a little funky with manufacturing. So I'm kind of thinking just make that sucker from aluminum. I want to have similar ergonomics to Strike Industries, just the hand contact points, but then it get textured for your hand, the little stabby portion in the bottom, something along those lines. But yeah, I'm curious because like for me, I don't want to design something for the sake of designing something. Sometimes if I reach for a product and I can't find it, I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe that's what I need to build. But
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, you
Interesting,
always
right?
have that void to fill.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's interesting though. I wanted to discuss that a little bit with you and we're on here. So basically to summarize what we talked about, so like picking a good pistol, and it seems like getting good legitimate training and trying to weed out what a good trainer is. That's I really don't know how to do a guide for that.
Yeah.
Just basically just talk to other people who are big into the industry and see who they recommend, I guess, word of mouth type deal. So it seems like good pistol, good training. YouTube, you can learn a lot of not so
Oh
much
yeah.
tactical CQB stuff like we talked about, but like you can really learn a lot with different drills to just so you're fluid with your manual of arms, reloads, and all that stuff, jam clearing.
Yeah,
It seems
nothing
like
wrong
that'll
with
do
that.
it. And have you shot a competition yet?
No, I have not. I've
You
never had to
should.
shoot. I've wanted to. Where I live, it's a little harder. I
Mm-hmm.
have to travel a good distance to do stuff like that. Surprisingly, like for where I
Hmm.
live, I have not got to. It just I've been. You get caught up in the training. You get caught up in work. You get caught up in cases, and it's just nothing but excuses. But it
No,
makes it
I got
hard.
you. I got
I
you.
mean, you gotta it's life's easier with excuses than actually doing it. But where I
Yeah.
live, I have to travel. They don't do anything like that really near me,
Are you
which is
somewhat urban?
stupid, huh?
Are you somewhat urban where you live?
No, it's rural. It's
Oh, is
it's
it?
it's
Okay.
rural.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
too
no.
it's too rural to
It
shoot. Nice. But so what I was gonna get at with that is a lot of people don't know about Practice Score. Are you familiar with that?
what are you talking about?
It's called Practice Score. It's a website. So
No, I
Practice
heard.
Score is like a hub of all your matches. So like when
Oh,
people want to get into a match, first off, they're like, what kind of a match do I even do? Which one's gonna be like, I am not into the flashy, like bright blue sponsor vest and a race gun that like you couldn't carry in an outside the waistband holster because it's too heavy. It looks like a
oh yeah,
stinking fencing saber hilt on it, and just I'm not into it. So
eight
what like
thousand dollar pistol.
yeah, well, I'm okay with that, but not that type. But so like I've tried to vet how to do it. So Practice Score is a hub where they all post it. So I would go in a Practice Score and type in the words two gun, number two, and a gun. And two guns are generally kind of the flip of what the three guns were with the shotgun. Where three gun, like you pick up the gun off the table and you shoot and you stick it in a bucket and you run, and it's really just race gun. Where it seems like most two gun matches are at least attempting to be more tactical. Like they'll have bars
Yeah.
where when you go to shoot from behind cover, you can't just stand next to your cover. You have to be there and lean around. Otherwise, you get DQ'd, or not DQ'd, but you get violation for crossing the bars. So like if someone wants to get into it, you can go on the Practice Score, type in two gun, pull up a map, and there's surprisingly you'll find ones near your house and be like, I didn't know there was a range there. So that's
Oh
how I
yeah,
found that one in West Virginia. So if
that's cool.
actually we should go out there next time. I'll make sure I hit you up when we go. But
I'll make a trip.
so why I push for those is not for the competition's sake. One side of it, it is nice to know where you stack against other average shooters, or actually they're not
Yeah.
even average. If they're there, they're slightly above average. But where you stack. But the real one is that sometimes you don't find gear flaws until there's pressure, and even if it's just a clock pressure. So
Yeah.
last time I went, it was an 11-hour match and it poured rain the whole time. I mean, our gear was twice as heavy. Like
Mhm.
we learned that red dots can be a little funky in the rain. I use Cat Crap. It's a brand of anti-fog on everything now after that. It's a good learning curve. The
Mhm.
first time I went, I realized my mags were in a bad spot. When I would sling my rifle, I couldn't get to my pistol mags. Like it's really like a sear test for all your gear and your training, because under the clock and you're running all day, you're getting tired, you start to realize like, oh, I'm not very good at this. People's guns will jam and they're struggling to clear it.
Mhm.
It was funny in the rain. I've never seen more guns failing. It just rain. It was if your gun was on the fritz at all, or maybe they're using a little too light of a spring or too heavy of a spring. That little bit of rain was pushing. I think of the 10 guys in our squad, 8 guys had malfunctions throughout the day.
Really?
Multiple. Oh, they were getting trashed. But it's just interesting. It's a really good test. Like you personally, you run into a lot of times where you're testing gear and you wear a belt and a vest all day. So
Yep.
for like someone like me who's just a civilian, who's an electrician for a living,
Yeah.
the matches are cool. And for someone who is like you're going to go there and have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. I want to. I really do. It just
It
traveling
is.
and all that hasn't been in the cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like
Um,
one traveling one a year, and then I try to do one local one a year. That's where I'm at right
yeah.
now.
And that's
But
and that's good to test yourself. I mean, everyone
yeah,
needs to test themselves. Everyone needs to put their gear to a limit to see if like you made a comment. I wear a duty belt and vest every day for work.
yeah,
You learn a lot about mag changes. You learn a lot about your holster. You learn a lot about Mil Spec Mojo is really awesome.
yeah. I
Um,
do like him a lot.
he's very good. He's very fast. He is like one of the people. if you're gonna watch somebody, fuck my channel. Watch him. He is just very effective. He's very proven. He does do there. In my opinion, we might be different on this one. Um, there's a place for shot timers, but some people, I think, like Lucas Botkin, some people rely on them a little too much.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
there's
timers are good for fundamentals. Like if you're working on, I want to improve just my draw,
how
just
quick can
my
I be?
yeah. If you can transition each individual skill, I don't think it's an overall training school.
Yeah, and it's not. When you clear a home with people inside, there's no fucking shot timer. Um,
No.
that's not a thing. When you're fucking running a shotgun or rifle, pistol, and you're trying to clear through a home because there's some fucking dopehead in there with a knife, there's no shot timer. That's not a thing.
Yeah, you're going
Um,
slow.
yes, yeah,
So
exactly.
what I would say, not ever being in that situation, I like to make that clear all the time, is that like where I do think the shot timer comes in is that moment where you pop up and you put a couple rounds on center target. Just that piece is what I feel like you can hone with a shot timer, and
Yeah.
to know if you're getting faster or not. Because like it's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
it's a funny thing when you're focused a lot. Um, and I noticed this when I first started doing matches. When I'm in the match, I feel like I'm all out sprinting. I watch the video and it's like barely a trot because you're thinking about so much. You're actually like you're forgetting to run fast. So I think it
Yeah.
happens with shooting where people think they're moving quick because they're thinking, and here's their draw to go up and shoot. They're like, then you look at the timer and you're like, that took me 4 seconds. What the heck? Like I think it's a really good gauge for individual skills, if that makes sense. Would you agree with
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah. I agree with you. Oh yeah. There's positives, but there is, don't rely on it as your only form of training. Please do not. It
Nice.
is
I can
not
see that.
it's just not realistic. It's not real in the real world. Not everyone's clearing homes. Not everyone's holding a corner position on a car on a traffic stop. Not everyone's doing all this stuff. Being quick with your draw, yes. Everyone, if you're getting to that point of drawing your firearm, being as quick as possible is great because the more positives for you, the better for you, hopefully for your outcome.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, if I'm drawing my gun, that decision's made. There's no more, no, there ain't no bullshit. You made that decision. You're gonna stick with it because if you're just drawing your gun to draw your gun on someone because of a stupid argument or bullshit, you're an idiot. You don't need to have a firearm. Because
Yeah, no,
you
exactly. A
know,
little intimidation thing. Like it really needs to be like, crap, there's a good chance I get seriously injured or killed.
oh
And now
yeah,
this
like
is going.
this dude's gonna fucking
Yeah.
hurt me.
That gets
This,
back into the legal side of it, but
yeah,
yeah,
oh
no,
yeah,
that
of
totally.
course,
No,
and
that's another reason where like if people want to go from novice shooter to that, I think a class is good as well because they're going to be
oh
able to
yeah,
get hopefully good legal advice as well.
yeah, oh yeah. There's always a talking to a USCAA or like companies like that.
Yeah,
They they're more of I want your money, and we'll go from there. I don't mess with any of them personally. Sorry if they're a sponsor to you, but
no, they're
I
not.
don't mess with them. I don't. If you have questions, talk to an attorney. Do
Yeah.
that.
Now the other side is the carry insurance. That's an interesting topic. I need to look. I need to investigate that a little more. I'll say that.
Yeah, so for law enforcement, we have a thing called PBA, Police Officers Benefit Association.
Mm-hmm.
So I can pay a certain amount of money, and if I get into a shooting or I get into a situation, I call them. It gives you a representative. Um, excuse me. I can speak to them. Hey, I just got in a shooting. I just killed this dude. I need an attorney now, uh, immediately. Because there's things a part of the law enforcement side. People think you get in a shooting and you're protected by your agency.
Not so
That is
much.
not how this works. They they will fucking save themselves before you can even fucking fart. I promise you, it is not how it works. People
Oh
don't
man.
know that side of this, how serious it is. They will, I promise you, if you get in a shooting in Atlanta, and I'm an APD officer, which I'm
That's
not,
crazy. I did not know that about police.
yes,
That you're
no,
on
they
your own.
will,
That you're on your own that badly.
yes. If they're any situation where they're like, ooh, that's not looking too hot, and they want to, you don't have an attorney, they can absolutely fry your ass.
Hey, for some
People
people
don't.
who like the little promotion here, some people who just got on. This is J&T Shooter Reviews. Make sure you go follow him on YouTube, and you just launched your Rumble, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I haven't
make sure you go
posted
follow
anything,
him.
but
We've been chatting over the years, so I know we just got a little bit of an inrush of guys filtering in and out. So we'll put that
nice.
in there. Yeah, so make sure you guys follow him. He's a good dude. Anyway, continue. So you got that's crazy that they don't actually. It's not so much of the whole department. You're on your own.
If it's I've been in a situation before where I didn't discharge my firearm, but it was one of those decisions where if I did, it could have been a moment for me in my career where that could have been it for me. Because at that time we didn't have cameras. They went off your word. We have cameras now, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of those moments where even if with your word, if it's seeming a little too steamy or something not adding up, I promise you, they will fry your ass. And when I say that, your ass is going to do 11 worth for 25 years.
Oh,
People think like we're protected. What is that stupid fucking saying? All these dumbasses always say it. We have qualified immunity. Okay, that's the certain things. Okay, I
mm-hmm.
can't just fucking shoot someone and be
Yeah,
like, "Hey, man, you're good. Don't
it's
worry
the
about it."
James Bond License to Kill.
Yeah, that's not a fucking thing. I promise you. You can. I do a lot of research. State Boys is pretty interesting channel on YouTube for pitting and stuff like that. But there's a lot of people and situations where police activity is a great one. They're non-biased. They'll tell you what happened. They have the proof of that case, and if someone messed up, they fucking messed up, and they show you that. But like I said, I'm not fucking protected for if I make a big boo boo and they're like, yeah, all right, big dog, sorry, but you're fucked up. Good
That's
luck.
crazy.
You will be on your own because if you break policy, that's one way they will say, yeah, we're good. Sorry, we can't protect you. You broke policy.
Hmm.
Um,
It's like in my trade with safety stuff. We told him not to do
exactly.
that. He's on his
OSHA.
own. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's a lot of the legal side of it. So our next spot I want to talk about a little bit is weapon setups. Now this will probably veer a little more away from our carries a defensive shooting topic. So like your rifles, I really wish we could show them. I could show some of mine I uploaded. But so like how do you like to set up like a basic AR and like what barrel length and everything attachments? What do you usually go for?
So, that's a good question. Every rifle I have is set up for a certain situation. I don't
Same.
preferably think there's one size to rule them all. Um, if I could only choose one, I'm going 12.5. I'm
That's a good
comfortable
length.
with that. The ballistics is good on 5.56. You know, if I'm doing a perfect build, I want a Geizy URG1 12.5. Okay, whatever lower, I don't give a shit. That doesn't matter. LVPO 1 to 8, I'm pretty happy with
Oh, you like the
because
1 to 8s?
yes, I like them.
Interesting.
The tactical standpoint, I can be on 1 times and still be pretty comfortable with that point of impact and that setup. I don't really have an issue with that.
So
Um,
on your 1 to 8, which one are you running right now? This is off topic a little bit.
I like the Sig Tango, I think it is.
Okay, nice. I've seen those. So why
Yeah.
I'm asking, I actually just wrong side. I'm all mirrored. I got the Gideon Guardian right here. It's a first
Yeah.
focal plane one. So I just tested that out for Gideon. That thing is pretty sick.
Is it really?
I haven't shot with the SIG one, so I'm curious how they compare. But
SIG's pretty awesome.
is it? That's cool.
I'm gonna hold my point with them. They're pretty good quality. They
Are they?
really did a good job for the price you can get them. It's really, I mean, I think it's about
What is the price on
280,
those about?
280, 250.
Okay,
That's
that's not
with a
bad.
mount, and that's with the optic.
So is that's probably second focal plane, right?
Yes, it is. It's
Okay,
second.
gotcha. So yeah, what I was liking about this one behind me right there is it's first focal plane. So it is like 450, but without a mount. So it gets up there. Yeah, it gets up there a little bit. But what's nice about it is, you know how LPVOs have like the world's worst battery life? It's like 150 hours. So what they have is they have all these tines that I wish I could throw a picture up. All these spikes that go in towards your reticle, and
Mhm.
then a donut as well. So when you're zoomed out, there's all this crap in your way, which works like an EOTech reticle. So even when it's not illuminated, like you could catch it really good with no illumination in one power.
That's
Then
cool.
because it's the first focal plane, when you zoom in, all this stuff goes like this and it disappears, and you have a beautiful, crisp reticle with the Christmas tree for all your droppage and stuff.
That's really cool. I like
It's
that. That's
it's pretty sweet. So like you know how it is. I got it just to test it, and I'm like, all right, we'll see how this is. It'll be like, okay, this is just another optic. So I put it on my Bren up there, which I then stole the brace off my Bren for something else. But I put it on my
the
Bren up
Brent
there. Just,
2.
yeah, that's the Bren 2 I've been working on. I actually have a little bit of a series going on for that right now.
I've seen your videos. Look, I like
Oh,
it.
have you?
It's a nice
Yeah.
video. That's pretty. That's a nice gun. I've
Dude,
never shot one, but
you got to shoot one. They it's if you watch the videos shooting it, it doesn't climb at all, and it's not just my grip. Like you shoot and that sucker just goes. That's a
yeah.
little side advertisement for CZ there. But but the LPVO I put it on there for testing, and I'm like, okay, this is staying here because it's an 11.5 barrel on there.
That's
So
good. That's a
I
good
mean,
size.
you can hit out to 400 yards pretty easily with 11-inch barrel. I don't know how much balls your 5.56 has at that point, but I wouldn't want to be hit by it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
At this
no.
distance.
Oh yeah, that's another great video of does caliber matter?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole, but
I can't even start that.
oh yeah,
All the 45 guys and 10 millimeter 40 SW guys will start growing out of the woodwork. But
what do y'all think in the comments? 9 or 45? What do y'all think?
no. No, I just
Oh,
I just
man.
roll just 22 long rifle because it'll bounce around people's skull, they say.
Hey, I've seen. I'm gonna tell a personal story. I've seen a good amount of people killed by 22 LR, and
Oh,
all I'm gonna say is it works.
22 is actually not something I'd like to be hit by.
No.
Drilling a 22 diameter hole through any part of me does not sound fun. But the story that it does more damage to your brain by bouncing around your skull is funny for so many reasons. First off, why do you need more than one hole in your brain? And second, I don't think that's how bullets work.
Yeah. The
But
people I've seen shot in the head by a 22 never made it past the moment of shooting themselves. So
that's nasty.
the the
Yeah, that's nasty.
stipulation that it bounces around, like you said, that don't matter.
No,
You're
one drill through
done.
my brain and my brain's probably toast. It might be
Yeah,
toast anyway. You
I've
never
seen
can
enough
tell.
like times in my career where more than enough that someone's used a 22, and I've never had a conversation with them after the trigger was pulled. So hopefully that can help people with their ideology because it works, man. 12 gauge, 22.
Side story for that before I forget because I have a squirrel brain. I read a news article. This lady tried to smoke her husband in his sleep, so she shoots him in the head with a 22, and somehow it hit like the perfect part in his head where it hit nothing important. So he wakes up with a headache, doesn't know he's been shot. I imagine he was intoxicated to some degree. And
Oh yeah,
goes to the ER with a headache, and they find out that there's a bullet in his head. Isn't that nuts? If it's true, it was on the internet.
I will tell this story. A good friend of mine I work patrol with, they had a suicide. They thought it was a suicide. He shot himself with a 380. Okay, he didn't do it correctly, I guess you could put it, if you wanted to end yourself. How he shot himself, when he shot himself, he had the gun pointed straight up. The bullet went through his face and it came out his eye. There is a very good chance that if someone shoots themselves, that they will not kill themselves. My experience,
This is getting
everyone's.
morbid, but it is interesting.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't want to get
No,
y'all
you're
banned
good.
and
Oh, I'm
shit.
laughing at it, but
But
I
but
just never
no,
considered that.
really, like if someone's seriously thinking of like carrying this or carrying that, shot placement is a thing.
Oh yeah,
It really is. But I've
that's
seen
what.
enough videos and pictures and times where people have shot themselves and they did not die. And
Mm.
it's you know, you can have a 45, 380. I don't care. If you're doing something stupid, there's always a chance that you will not disappear off this earth. So, you know, just saying,
Interesting.
shot placement is pretty important in this life if you want to survive. So,
Good to know. So
but yeah, that's
so
pretty interesting.
that brings us back. So you would run a 12-inch barrel, an LPVO, and that's kind of that would be your kind of all around setup if you
Yeah.
could really build one. Okay, cool. So
Oh yeah.
I would agree with the 12-inch barrel. I actually run my main one is actually a 10-inch barrel, mainly because I built it so long ago I didn't know any better. But so I run the 10-inch barrel, and I will say at 500 yards that sucker drops like 7 feet. Um, I like LPVOs, but up close, I can never run quite as smooth with them. So what I've gone with is the 3-power magnifier. But like I feel like with proper enough practice and training, either one can really do the job. But LPVO, once you get past like 100 yards, you're not going to beat the LPVO. I'll say
Oh
that.
yeah, no, you ain't. It's
No,
LVPO is awesome.
especially 1 to 8, 1 to 10. Like you're really. I mean, if I can shoot 500 with a 3-power magnifier,
You're doing good.
well, no, I'm saying if I could do that, you roll to an 8-power or a 10-power, and 500 gets a lot closer.
Oh yeah.
Just it's a lot easier shot.
Oh
But
yeah, you can be more precise, have better shot, like you said, shot placement. Oh yeah. It's there's always just like a thing, the perfect setup. People always say this is the perfect setup.
mm, it was perfect setup
I don't
for
believe there
what?
is
The perfect setup
because
for what? You know what I mean? Like
exactly
like
because some people are like
here's my
this is
perfect
what you need. Yeah, it's like
like
well,
here's my perfect night vision setup. I got my IR on there and stuff like that.
exactly. You get into
But
night vision, that's a different world. That's a completely
that makes
different.
that makes everything else look cheap, honestly.
Exactly, because you don't have the mounts, you don't have just the nods, you don't have the helmet, the
Oh man.
accessories. Oh yeah, you can really. There's no such thing as a perfect home defense setup. You can have one that's like good to you, but perfect is far fetched in every term. Because
So home defense, what do you think about PCCs?
I love them. Oh hell, I
I
love them.
love them, and
Yeah,
this guy right here, the Strybog, I'm sure you've seen it. Half of my content is Strybog content.
yeah.
Um,
That Cerakote one. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, shameless plug. You guys can't see it. I'm gonna try to find it with my finger. This is not as easy as it looks to find this stuff. Right about there is actually a cheek riser that goes on the Strybog now because they used to have to just chin weld all the way down here with the little rail, which is
Hmm.
fine. The company just started making those. It's called SKER Tactical, Scare Tactical. Pretty sweet. I do have a discount code that I do not get commission for. It's just NIF10. So if you get one, you can get a discount. I don't get a kickback. I just love it that much, honestly. I'll tell you when I do get kickback, not for that one.
Been there before. We always
If
gotta tell people.
yeah, I'm saying and it's on my Strybog. It's so much nicer now. So if anyone, there's not many people here, so the chances of somebody having a Strybog is low. But if you do have one, pick that sucker up. Use my discount code, save you like 10%, something like that, and it really makes that brace on the Strybog so much nicer.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's
I
my
can
shameless plug.
imagine.
It's a cool company too. That's why I like supporting them. It's a smaller
Good,
shop.
awesome. I will have to
But
order from them. Yeah, and PCCs though, I am
oh
a
yeah,
huge fan. I love, I love PCCs. From what I can do with a pistol effectively, being very good with a pistol is not easy. It's not an easy task.
Oh
That is
no.
a lot of training. I mean, a lot.
It is a lot
Being
of
very
training.
effective with a pistol, you don't just shoot. You see these videos of people shooting 50 yards with a 9mm. You don't see how many times he's took that shot. You don't
Yeah.
see how many times he's practiced that. If he hit it on the first shot, congrats. That ain't happening. That's not always happening. That's not how. That's not real life. PCCs though, in my heart, they have a very special place. I run one from Bear Creek Arsenal. You did a video on it.
I did.
Uh, the
Did you
BC9.
did you get the issues from mine?
No, I have not had one issue.
So
I've had a great experience with mine.
So in their defense, they did find. Well, no, I found the problem. They did address the problem. So they must have, and it was before yours. So maybe they did fix it by then.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to look at that video, the Bear Creek one, it's there was just say there was if you didn't have a trigger, you'd still be able to shoot it. I'll just put it that way. You go check out that video of mine. Whoever's watching this, I nicknamed it the 9mm longbow because you could fire it by just with the bolt. It was pretty sick, but it was a simple $3 spring replacement, and that's how I fixed it with an aftermarket spring and a little Loctite for the old screws. But do you have that one? They come loose at all?
No, I have not had that.
That's sick.
I took my handguard off because I added a few little things to mine. I really wish I could show it. It's just
I know.
guys, so stupid. I hate YouTube sometimes.
Well, I have a plan. What I want to get is a little like a vise that goes on here. Then I can shutter my screen like so. Set it up and then come back. That was risky.
Smart man. All right.
And then it'll just be here, and I won't be touching it. So
that's smart. I like that.
Maybe I touch it. Maybe I touch it with a stick, like a teacher. Little. Look at this. Look at that. We're gonna figure this out. There's always a way around. There's always a way around communism.
Yeah, YouTube is not fun. Everybody, don't start on YouTube. Find a different fucking career path. It sucks if you're into firearms. They will
actually
absolutely
do it. Don't just fight them back. Just keep making them have to fight us. I'm down.
Yep.
Actually,
yep.
That's why I won't go away. I'm like, I will not be. Every time they push back on us, I get more pissed off, and I go even harder.
but yes, PCCs 9, 40, 45. I don't care what caliber. I am a huge proponent. They have a great place, and some agencies do carry the Smith & Wesson response now. Agencies do keep that in some of the patrol cars. And I have a good friend of mine who's a sergeant, and he keeps one in his. And they are great. If you want that extra length, if you're going for
hold on, I'm sorry, I'm looking it up, not to cut you off. So it's a AR9-ish, and it's a full length barrel.
Yeah, you can fold it in half.
That's sick.
You know the Keltec, how you fold it?
Yeah, the sub 2000
top to bottom. On this one, it goes side to side.
Oh, I think I saw this one time. I didn't know who made it.
Yeah, Smith & Wesson makes them. They're the response version, and he keeps one in his patrol car, and he loves it. They're really cool. They have a place. In my opinion, it has a place. Like it goes back to the point of, sorry, getting off topic.
No, we're good. We're still talking about weapon setups. That's fair.
Being effective with a pistol is not easy.
No.
Because you're running your light. A quick tip for y'all. If you're running a pistol for home defense, do not keep your light on all the time. You know what bad people do? They shoot at the light because they know there's either a cop or a person with a gun behind it. Do not keep your light on all the time.
Great advice. There's a reason there's a momentary switch.
Yes, there's a reason they have a momentary, and there's a reason you need to use the momentary.
So if I can describe the correct way to do it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, because I don't always know what I'm talking about, and I'll admit that though.
Same. Hey man, it happens.
It should be. You see let's say the situation is you see a silhouette. It should be you pop up, you momentary light on. You get positive target ID, whatever. Let's say you're going to shoot. You pull up, you get positive target ID, then you shoot or you don't shoot. Then you go, and then that would be it, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You're not just walking around with your light. Because I do know, referencing back to the airsoft thing, some fool came walking into this dark room with his laser left on, and I put a lot of rounds in that fool.
That's exactly it. if you're in a room and I'm holding a corner and I know you're coming in that room, I know the police are coming to come get me because I have a felony warrant. If I just hold my pistol out and some dumbass, new officers are bad for that. They'll have their streamlight on like their Stinger, just their regular handheld, or they'll have their pistol light on and they never turn it off. You are giving away more than you need to give away. They don't need to know where you are. They don't know how far you are. If I have my pistol out because we're going to a domestic and he's 1044 is a suicide. Someone's wanting to commit suicide.
Gotcha.
They have a firearm. They have this. They have that. I don't want that motherfucker to know I'm there. That is the last thing I want him to see. If I'm in my home and someone's kicking the door in because they want to steal my shit, I don't want him knowing what room I'm coming from. You leave that light on, then game over. You've gave everything away. The darkness is your friend. Be comfortable being dark in a dark room. Shoot at night. Get comfortable with your night sights.
This is where you got to be Bane. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You adopted the dark. I was born in it. Sorry, I can't resist. Go ahead.
It's true though. You're not wrong. You need to be comfortable. Being in the dark, you need to be comfortable with that. A lot of I can't remember the percentage. I'm fucking tired. I've worked like 100 hours this past fucking week.
Yeah,
you want to work
getting on though?
Huh?
I said thanks for getting on then.
I don't give a fuck, man. I love this shit. This is my first experience, so this is really fun.
This is how I hang out with people normally. Sometimes I forget we're live streaming because we're just talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, comments are quiet. Usually there's a lot going on. Rumble, is everyone from Rumble blocked or something? I better go check that out because usually the Rumble comments are more lit.
Yeah, I gotta keep commenting. Tell me what you think I'm a poser.
I mean, I'm okay if you guys make fun of us. That's cool.
Oh yeah, hey man, it's your opinion. We don't give a fuck.
No, it's just quiet. That's fair.
You got someone from Twitch?
It is from where? Yeah, I see that. I forgot I had Twitch on there.
Twitch is a thing on here. I didn't know that. Okay.
I don't really know anything about Twitch. I think I just clicked on it because it was there and I had an account. But yeah. No, actually, it's interesting. We're doing this on Monday. I figured it might be all right because it's a holiday week, so some people could be off. It would be fun to do this on like Friday night when the internet's a little more busy. But yeah, no, we'll do it again for sure. I'm kind of curious to get a third guy on here. I was debating getting see if Big Timber Lodge wanted to hop on.
Who's that?
He's out of Colorado. He doesn't do as much carry stuff. He does some. He does a lot of the like bolt action hunting stuff.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's cool. He's a funny dude though.
Part of the community, baby.
What's that?
I said part of the community.
Yeah, no, he's cool. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so that was the basic topics of tonight. I feel like there's something else that was really interesting. Oh yeah, I had pulled up a picture earlier. Check this project out. I got a really weird one with weapon setups. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see crap. Here we go.
No, you're good.
So this, I don't know how to make this bigger. That's what she said. This is a PSA Jackal 8-inch 300 blackout, and then it's dropped into an A3 bullpup conversion.
What is this monstrosity?
It is, in fact, a monstrosity. That's the correct term. So here's what's crazy. They somehow have this trigger set up where this sucker in a bullpup is like a Geisley trigger.
Really?
It's like magic. So like I'm working on a big review for it right now because I don't know if there's many other videos of my exact configuration of this right now. Most of them are the longer ones bullpupped. But so you have a long stroke piston with everything that a normal PSA Jackal has. And then it's dropped in without the suppressor on there. That sucker's shorter than a P90.
Really?
It's because it's 8-inch and then it's bullpup. So I think this is the first time. I have a couple shorts where it's popped up. But if you guys are watching this, stuff's about to go down and it's going to get a little weird.
That's cool. I like that. That's different. That is most definitely
different. It's different. And it's behind me right here. It's pretty stinking crazy.
What's the recoil like?
So it's funny. The recoil in normal Jackal form is not bad. When you put it in bullpup, all of your weight's in the rear. so it's a little more snappy. But when you put the suppressor on it, it smooths it back out. So it's about like a normal AR.
Okay.
I think one of the issues is it's a 6-position gas system, and I think on Wednesday I'm releasing my regular Jackal review. The Jackal gas system doesn't go low enough, in my opinion. Like I
Okay.
feel like without a suppressor, I feel like setting number 1 should make your gun jam, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Because after you put a can on, the extra back pressure, if it's not jamming before the can, you're basically always overgassed without it, and it adds a lot of recoil. I kind of am a gas tuning snob at this point. I've tinkered with it so much because the Sandman has a terrible amount of back pressure that my first rifle can.
Yeah.
So every gun I've ever put it on, I've had to tune the crap out of it. Otherwise, like your 5.56 will almost feel like a 308 if it's full gassed up. So you really got to tinker a bit.
I got you.
Yeah, but no, I think the Jackal, they really need to fix, or actually, hopefully someone just makes it like HB. If you're watching this, unlikely. If you are, make a piston for it. HB solves all my problems for aftermarket parts. Yeah, HB and A3 are always coming out with cool stuff. But
hey, that video you did of the new rifle grip.
Oh, the Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I have a good picture of that. I do love that because actually you should hit them up. They'll send you one to check out. It's funny. Did you watch that video?
Yeah.
Or browse through it at least? I never watch all the videos. I just skim through. But like at first I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Like there's 100,000 grips, you know. So I get it, and I was like, all right, texture's nice, but like that's nothing new. But like that hard angle forward and the middle finger cut, I was like, oh, it's so weird. My wrist isn't completely wrenched forward when I'm shooting like normal. It's really nice. So I dropped one on my my Jackal lower and my SBR lower right here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's actually pretty sweet. You could probably see it even up in the over my corner here, shoulder, that it's a little more vertical than the other ones. But
are you a big avid shooter in lever actions? I see the one behind your head. I know you did a video forever ago. I'm just curious.
I'm not, mainly because I don't have anything to do with it. I only hunt with a bow. Because mainly because my land around here, it's hard to find somewhere that's legally far enough from houses to hunt with a rifle for me. So I just like it because it's cool. Honestly, it's classic. But it's like a classic that's a post 64 Winchester 94 30-30.
Yeah,
it's like the lever action, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got a couple. I enjoy them. It's funny to talk about one night. Why people hate lever action so much versus semi-auto.
Wait, people hate them?
Oh yeah, no, people. Yeah, I know some people like say for home defense. Some people are against it. Obviously,
slower.
There's many, huh?
I mean, it's definitely going to be slower, but
oh yeah, no, there's most definitely. But you hit someone one time with a 357, usually, yeah, it works. You know, 357 is nothing to laugh at. I remember you used to do some revolver videos.
Yeah, some people. I think that's over to right there. It's my little snubby.
Yeah. Why do people hate revolvers versus semi-autos so much? There's a lot of positive and minuses, but if you're an effective person that knows what they're doing, a revolver, 6 shots of a 357, people are like, nah, 6 shots, that's nothing. I don't think people think about what a 357 is capable of.
Yeah, I think the issue is accuracy. Like you're talking about where you can't aim under pressure.
Yeah,
I just talking to some ex-infantry guys who like not everyone in the military was like, oh yeah, I was spec ops. I'm like, dude, you were an accountant in the army. But like talking to guys who were actually legit, like they've said sentences like if you get in an actual firefight, not so much like a small altercation, like an actual firefight, basically whoever runs out of ammo first dies.
Which something like
there's that.
Combat, I can see that, but I'm just more of like CCW. People are always got this mindset. Lucas Bakken is horrible for it. I need an extra mag. I need a handcuff pouch. always carry a tourniquet. All right, there's 15 people on here. Always fucking carry a tourniquet, whether it's a SWAT tee, a snake, a cat Gen 7.
Can I cut in for a
Always
second?
carry a tourniquet,
Can I cut in for a
please.
second? You're big on the IFAKs. What is that little
Yeah.
mini concealed carry tourniquet? I forget because my big cat ones aren't going to carry. I thought I saw it in your channel. Maybe I saw it somewhere else. It's like this big and it goes into a little nylon sleeve. It's super small. Was that
Nylon
you? Was that
sleeve.
you who showed that? I forget.
I've showed a bunch of stuff. I'm
Okay.
big on
But
medical.
tourniquets are legit. Like I go to the range, I usually have 3 or 4 of them, mainly because I have 3 or 4 limbs. But
That's important. That's
usually,
one tournament will not always do the job.
yeah,
If
you got
you're in a
double
bad
tourniquet
pickle.
sometimes.
I carry 8 in my patrol car.
That makes for you that makes sense. If I
Yeah,
need 8
yeah,
tourniquets as a
yeah. I
civilian and an
carry.
electrician, things have gone poor.
I have one on my plate carrier for my active shooter kit. I
Nice.
have one on my alien gear holster. I carry one with that. I can put one in my pocket. A SWAT tee I usually carry in my front left pocket just to have extra. I have active shooter kits. I have kits I build out. With firearms, that's all, of course, always a whole another story. But medical is a very, very important part of surviving. Whether it's just life at general, you get in a car wreck, you go hiking, you get hurt, whatever. You
Yeah.
get shot, which always, it's not a 0% chance, but there's always a chance. Medical is very important. I think people get a firearm, they get their box of carry ammo, 50 rounds of FMJ, and life's good. They don't ever think about what comes with that. Getting shot at is not fun. Getting your ass beat is not fun. Getting a car wreck is not fun.
Yeah, and all of those you need med kits.
Exactly. I'll grab one for you real quick since it's not a firearm, YouTube. Let me grab one
Yeah,
for you.
YouTube. So while he's gone, I'll do my shameless plug again. I'm building a grip. You're back. I'll still do my shameless plug. I'm working on a grip for all you guys are new here, and I'm trying to get some input. This is an angled foregrip where we're trying to get a grip that will give good ergonomics at the 45-degree angle, but we need it to be for when you go and mount to a corner where you're pushing against a corner or cover or whatever you're doing, a car, where it doesn't slip off. We're talking about when you're on a corner, a lot of times you might be there a while and your gun's slipping all over. So we're thinking of designs for grips that are able to actually jab into stuff, but it also can't tear up your hand. We're thinking textured and grooved aluminum, maybe a hook with a small flathead screwdriver shaped spike at the bottom. If you guys are intelligent in the comment section, no offense. If you guys have some ideas down there, I'll leave this picture up for a little bit, right about here. Let me know what you guys think, what you would do for that, or if you think it's a terrible idea and nobody needs to mount a cover, because sometimes we try to solve problems that don't exist. So
don't make yourself uncomfortable if you're not confident. Then don't put yourself in that position, because if you're already second guessing yourself, someone coming at you with a rifle or shotgun or pistol, and you're already shaking, shitting your pants, usually not the best position to make yourself even in a worse position. So, but you're 100% right. You got to be comfortable. Try and make yourself as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Breathe. Don't freak out. Don't have a panic attack. Pay attention and stay alive. It's all you can do in this fucking. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
So this is the snake. This is the snake tourniquet. This is a newer one. Let me try and get it better. These ones are pretty cool. These are very, very thin. It's like a Cat Gen 7, just small.
Nice.
These are great. These are, I'm telling you, these are tiny. Here. This is my iPhone XR. And, you can slide this right in a pocket.
That's really nice.
Forget about it. These are great. I bought this. They had these on sale. I think I was on Rescue Essentials. I've worked with them before. Really cool people.
Nice.
You
work with them for your channel or as your job?
No, through my channel. I've
Oh,
worked
sick.
through them.
Nice. Do you
Really
have, like,
cool
you have affiliate
people.
link through them and stuff?
No, I do not.
No, I
That
was gonna say you
was
could throw a community post. We'll tell everyone to go there and check it out.
yeah.
Um,
I haven't talked to them in a long time. They're good people though.
that's cool though. So
They have a
that's a
lot of
good
Black Friday sales going on right now.
sick. So
Uh,
that's a good little carry one then. 'Cause I'm actually in the market for myself, not for like channel, just for my life.
this is through 511. Okay.
Okay.
Um, or excuse me, 1110.
Okay. Gotcha.
1110 makes stuff for EDC. I love EDC stuff. I got into it pretty heavy. It's got a purpose, in my opinion. These are Cat Gen 7 tourniquet holsters. It's got the little clip right here, just like a concealed carry holster for IWB.
Yeah.
I can take this, put it in the front of my pants, in the corner, wherever. I can always have a Cat Gen 7 on standby. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You work narcotics, you work whatever. A lot of the guys run these just so they have something when shit gets bad. Nothing wrong with having those. Just
No, I
more
like
the
it.
merrier. Then this is something I carry. I have a green one in my patrol car. This is through Rescue Essentials. These are about $380. It is a little expensive, but if you want to have something in your car, personal life, something, you want to help, you want to assist maybe in an active shooter. These are active shooter casualty kits. Comes with 4 tourniquets, a bunch of stuff. These are great for about 350 or so. When they're on sale, they're even cheaper, which I think they are right now on Rescue Essentials. But these are really, really cool kits that you can use. There's a million different ones here. This is an EDC one. This one,
Oh, that's
I carry
nice. So
this
that
at
goes like
work.
on the outside of your belt and just you drop your shirt right over type
No,
deal.
this is for your ankle.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yes. This is another one through Rescue Essentials, which is actually like less than $50. You can tighten it down on your ankle as much as you want. You got a little molly here on the outside. Try and show you that.
Yeah.
Add stuff there. This
Hey, here's
came
an idea
fully
for you.
kitted. Huh?
Here's an idea for you. So I've done it before where like in cargo pants where you just
Yeah.
kind of drop them in your cargo pockets for whatever.
Hmm.
I only usually do it. I don't do it on a normal basis. That's if I'm doing something like I've done some security for places, not alone, just with like a team.
Yeah.
Nothing legitimate, just little stuff. But then I drop it in there. Wouldn't it be sick to have a cargo pants insert that goes in, like an ultra flat, low profile one that would drop in that pocket, and it
Hmm.
wouldn't because you know how it is with cargo pants. You put stuff in there and you line it up. Then at the end of the day, it's all clumped into like a log in the corner. Not a bad idea. A little like a cargo pant placard that goes
Um.
in because that
Oh,
one you're holding is almost there.
got it for you. Hang on.
So for everyone who's wondering what's going on, so we start out talking about improving shooting skills, going from a regular keep your gun in the boxy bar and a gun owner to how to improve on. So if you're interested in that, like the title, you can roll back a little earlier in the video. Now we've progressed into if you're carrying and you're into guns, you really should have medical close by it because first off, if you go spend a lot of time at the range like myself, and then J&T here is a in law enforcement, so he's obviously dealt with all kinds of crap. You should have medical nearby because if you trust your own skills, somebody else at the range might shoot themselves in the leg or shoot you.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of idiots out there.
I seen way too. I'm in a good gun club now. At the old ones, I've seen way more muzzles than I'm comfortable with.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, people are stupid as hell. Whether it's a private or open club, they're just because they have money and they have cool gear does not mean they know what the fuck they're doing. A lot of
That's true.
people, money don't mean shit. I see people all day driving brand new cars, Jeep Grand Wagoneers, driving like assholes, like they own the road.
That's a funny illustration, dude, and I've not seen that. The guy with a
Uh,
Ferrari still drives like a jack wagon. Running your
oh
$4,000
yeah, they think
Staccato
they own the
doesn't
road
make you a good
because
shot.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good illustration, dude.
So this is from North American Rescue. I
Oh,
wish
sick.
North American Rescue would send me some love, but I'm too small of a channel. If I had a million subscribers, they still probably wouldn't fuck with me, but that's okay. This is called the IPOC. Okay, these are sold to anybody. This isn't just a law enforcement thing. they do kind of push it. It's to law enforcement. It's considered a individual patrol officer kit. Okay,
Hmm.
they have a 3 or 4, I think it is, different types of little IPOCs you can get. They mark on here what you get, whether it's coming with combat gauze or it's coming with North American Rescue wound packing gauze. Um, so that's I recommend everyone go through North American Rescue. They do classes for free. Red Cross, they will teach you how to use
For
a
free?
tourniquet.
They do
What is
classes
it?
for free, did you say?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
sometimes they will work with North American Rescue, and you can get a course put on for like your county or whatever. Usually, the sheriff's office will contact them, and they'll do a big class for people, kind of showing them, hey, this is what this does. This is what a tourniquet does, and it gets good exposure for nothing,
Hmm.
for free. And sorry, not nothing.
No, that's
But
cool.
these are great. These, if you have cargo pants, these are literally perfect.
Are they? That's good
Has
to know. So it already exists just about then.
little rip tab up here. You rip this off, and for this kit, like I said, they have multiple different kinds. Comes with a large pair of nitrile gloves, non-latex. I recommend that. Wound packing gauze.
Oh, nice.
Comes with a ETD, which is a emergency trauma dressing. That's for if you're hemorrhaging, you're bleeding real heavy. I can take that and I'll shove that with 2 fingers right in that fucking hole, wherever it is, trying to stop the bleeding.
So that's like, is that that's different than a pressure dressing?
The trauma dress. So
It's a little
the
different. 'Cause I know.
ETD.
Okay,
What
go
is
ahead.
it?
Because I know
Oh,
for
sorry.
like for a chest cavity, you don't wound pack because it'll keep packing. So
Yeah.
is that kind of like wound packing, but it can work for a chest cavity type deal?
It's a little thicker,
Okay,
the material, so it is more of like a big cut. So if I slice my face open pretty deep, I can
hmm,
cover it like this, and it'll
gotcha.
absorb a lot of that, and a lot of that stuff is impregnated. Prep Medic is probably my favorite channel on YouTube for IFAKs. He is very knowledgeable. He's a paramedic for a helicopter, and to do that, that's a lot of training.
Yeah.
That's seriously a lot of training. He works in law enforcement too, but he can prove what he knows. He is very knowledgeable. I highly recommend Prep Medic. It'd be cool if we could get him like on here one day because he could school my ass in every way but Sunday
Yeah. What's his
because
channel
he's
size? Is he the type that would come on here? Or is he too big?
probably not. he's kind of
I
he's
haven't watched him.
I recommend him though. Seriously, if you have a question about something for medical,
Hmm.
his channel will explain everything. I mean, he's to the T of medical and law enforcement. I know enough to save my life, or hopefully somebody else's.
Right.
I know enough in that sense, but he knows just the fine details, which are always important. No one ever said carrying a gun and all this shit was easy because it's not. There's a lot of liability, a lot,
Yeah.
and stuff like this. It can help, because like I said, this comes with a Cat Gen 7. Um,
Oh,
great
that's nice.
tourniquet. Great tourniquet. If you have kids in your home, I'll give you a little quick tip for you. If you have kids, small children, Cat Gen 7s, when you put them on somebody, especially a smaller child, you can hurt that child with that tourniquet.
Oh, you could hurt me
Especially
with that tourniquet. Have you ever had one put on you?
Yes, yeah, I've had a few of them,
Have
and
you had them
it's
on
not
you
supposed to feel
legitimately or
good
just for training?
for training.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no,
gosh, I had one put on
I've
me for
never.
training. They were still a few cranks shy of where you would actually go to, and I was like, "This is like an interrogation tactic."
It
And then I've
hurts.
heard that
It
like
hurts
when people
bad.
in combat have them on, they're so bad they'll take them off themselves and bleed out because it's that bad. That's an
Oh
important thing
yeah,
to know in that training, which I'm sure you know. But if you're
yeah,
anyone else who's bought it and haven't done any training with it, the tourniquet is nasty. It's
yes.
almost something you put on your enemies.
Oh, it really is. I mean,
It's terrible.
if you want to survive, it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
I
No,
put them on
100%.
people before. one doesn't always do the job.
Yeah.
There's big people. We had a dude shoot himself with a 7.62 by 39 on his leg.
Ooh, that
They
is
had to
not a
put
caliber
almost
I would pick to shoot myself in the leg with
yeah.
of all of
They
them.
had to put 2 tourniquets on his leg just to stop the bleeding. And even then, it was pretty. He was a big dude. If you're a big person, carry a lot of tourniquets. I work with a buddy of mine, a really good friend. He carries 2 on his belt at all time, and he keeps one in
Dang.
his pocket. Um, Obviously, for us, I could have a normal shift of just nothing all day. Then, hey, we have a shooting, or hey, we got a domestic, someone's got shot. I have to have that ability to have the tourniquets on me at that time, blah, blah, blah. Normal life, carry one. I mean, I'm telling you, these little snakes are
Yeah,
great.
that's sick. I love that snake
These
one.
these little snakes are really cool. I've done a little practice with them, training with them to make myself comfortable, and I think they work great. It'll
That's cool.
work. Chest seals.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a
that's
whole different animal too, isn't it?
exactly. There was an APD officer, Atlanta Police Department. He used a bag of Lay's potato chips and tape on a suspect that got shot, and he ended up not passing away. So,
Nice.
yeah, you can really in the medical field,
You tell me
I don't
chips save lives.
these tourniquets are awesome. I love these tourniquets.
That's
But
sweet.
you can use a wooden dowel and a t-shirt and do the same thing.
Right.
If you can think on the spot, you can use that. You don't have to have a North American Rescue tourniquet. It works. It's much easier than a fucking wooden dowel and a t-shirt, but it's just options. And I want the easiest option for myself
No,
and
that
for the
makes
people
sense.
I work with.
So for
Um,
my line of work, I work in a lot of electrical manholes and stuff like that with
yeah,
high voltage, things like that. But we're also in the city, in the street with traffic, and sometimes we're on night shift, and sometimes it's not great. So I
yep,
never know nothing. It's always you people for the most part leave construction alone. Like they know whatever their like gang stuff. They all just kind of at least in the cities by me, they kind of know that we're just doing our thing, as
yeah,
construction. But still, like as far as carrying and stuff, we're not allowed to carry, so we can't carry. But yeah, so can't carry, but you're in the hood sometimes. You're more likely to get burned in my trade if something blows up.
yeah,
Not like, oh, this is a bad burn, like you're basically vaporized.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so
In
we
the
do with a lot
commercial
of that
field,
crap. So like a lot of my stuff is burn kits, but I do want them to add some tourniquets and stuff to our work first aids. The last company that I quit on, right as I was leaving, they bought us each like it was like that bag of yours. It was like a $700 bag of just everything. And
mhm.
I cannot tell you how much I wanted to swipe that sucker on my way out, but I did not. Looking back, I should have just done it. I was leaving anyway. But
Burn
yeah,
creams is great. Burn creams, yeah.
it was burned
That's
creams. That one had tourniquets, like the chest seals. It was like just a full trauma kit. And
that's
I was like,
awesome.
it was awesome. But yeah, then I quit and left it. So there's that.
Hey, man, it happens. Hell, burn cream, that's another great thing, keeping all your kits. I was in a fire, like 3, 4 years ago. Whole thing happened and fire pit exploded, and I had burns all over my body,
Dang.
pretty bad.
This on the job or your own fire pit?
This was personal. Yeah, this one had even shittier.
Nice. I
Yeah.
was gonna say I have
It was
I,
miserable. Yeah, it was
yeah.
miserable. It was through fire pit exploded, and I had gas all over me when it came out. And my experience with it, I still have nerve damage in my hands
Oh,
through all of that.
did you go third degree
Yeah,
burn?
and it fucking hurts. Like
Dude, did you get
fire is
third
nothing to
degree?
fuck. What is it?
Did you get third degree burns?
It was second degree.
Oh,
But in a sense, I got very lucky. The nurse was like, "You really should." I had my glasses on,
oh,
and usually I have my German Shepherd with me. And like, hell, when you burn, I have a beer. I have my shirt off. You're having a good time. You're just burning shit.
well,
Being a
actually,
man.
at least your shirt couldn't melt to your body. That's a
Yeah.
big thing for us. We don't wear polyester because if a flash goes off, you're gonna be wearing that in your skin forever, just about.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's crazy.
Um, but you gotta be careful if you're fucking around with fire. Seriously, I learned my lesson, and it fucked me up pretty bad. It was not fun. Um, my hands when I would shoot, it was so hard to shoot a firearm. I
It's
could
that bad.
yes it was that bad.
They actually say
I was
second degree burns are worse than third degree sometimes, strictly
yeah, I
because
mean,
third degree the nerve endings are like gone. I mean,
yeah.
it has its own problems,
Oh yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
they
You
say
most
that
definitely get
the
them.
direct burn itself, second degree, are the worst.
It's
Um,
miserable. It really is because I was on my arm or my excuse me, my shoulder. I had this huge bubble like down my arm from like how
oh,
the
you had a
fire.
bubble and everything?
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was
Oh,
miserable.
I
When
no,
you would
it
sleep,
doesn't sound as bad, but, me being as white as can be, I went to the beach last summer, and I was like, "I don't need sunblock, it's not gonna be that long." Dude,
you
my
can
entire back I went in the ER, I knew it was bad when I took off my shirt, and the ER nurses were like, "Holy crap," and I'm like, "That's not good." This is a ER
oh yeah,
nurse,
no.
the prescription steroids, the prescription lidocaine. It was the worst. I mean, I've had surgeries before and everything. That sucker's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But
Yeah,
anyway,
because
so we
you
have 15 minutes left. So here's what I'd like to touch on, not to fully 180 our topic.
are
So
you good?
upcoming channel stuff. Let's get a little bit of what we each have going on. What do you got? Upcoming content or plans?
Absolutely nothing right now. I'm not gonna lie to
Perfect.
y'all.
On the fly. Let's see. Bozo, we got a comment about dang time. I know you got a really bad burn, but I got sunburn once. Yeah, I said my disclaimer. I said I know sunburn's not as bad, but you know, you don't want to be a topper. He says it was gasoline. I'll be like, I just got sunburned.
I guess gas is not. Yeah, it sucks. It
Gas.
was a experience, and I'll never will forget it or screw around with fire again.
I will say
To be honest.
the pro hillbillies actually use diesel.
Yes,
It's
the
much
diesel is
safer.
how you don't blow yourself up.
And then if
Gas is
you're
how you
me, you use PVC glue. PVC glue is amazing.
really.
Yeah, it's more like napalm because it's more like jelly. So
Ah,
keep that in mind.
huh.
Yeah, we learned that with CAD welding and underground conduits gluing them together. PVC glue is some really good stuff. But anyway, so upcoming coming content. So you just kind of go on the fly, what you feel like doing that day type deal.
I wake up and I'm like, I want to do a video on this,
Sick.
or I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, they sent me that 6 months ago. I probably should do my video now. But by that time, I already have a conclusion and everything
Right.
set up. You know, I've shot it enough, or I played with whatever enough. Had experience with it. That's just kind of my thing. Um, I don't know. I'm just one of those people. I wake up and I'm like, well, this would be a fun video. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I noticed yours, like, you're very, like, meticulous. Like, you
I'm
talk
trying to
about
be.
this, which is yeah, it's everyone's got their thing.
Yeah.
Everyone tries something different, and it is great. I mean, I love when seeing people try new stuff. It's funny. It's the whole point of this, uh,
Yeah,
whole
just
point of this
different
partnership.
flavors. We don't want to be copy
Yeah.
and paste of everybody. And
Yeah.
I would actually say like something that I got to be careful of and that you're better with is that your content, because you just go out and shoot what you shoot, yours is remains authentic. Where like
I
people like I'm not there, but the really big channels, it becomes a big production. It's like this is just a production. All I really wanted was a gun review. You know, they got
yeah.
cinematic music, fake combat scenes, like no
Stupid
offense
shit.
to them, but I don't actually watch YouTube, which is ironic. But I spend too much time doing my own. I don't got time to watch other people's. But like I'll click on Garand Thumbs, be watching it, and I was like, where's the gun review? They got fake combat scenes. I mean, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good videography and cinematics and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm kind of like,
He's
I don't
funny
got
as
time
hell.
for this. Oh yeah. Oh, I was watching the one the other day, the 22 versus the human body, and they're just crazy. And I was like, this is actually it looks like, they probably had more fun filming than we do watching it, to be honest.
Oh,
But
yeah. Oh, no, yeah, that would be fun as hell having a group of friends just shooting shit and
Yeah, I mean
You
that's
know what
what
I mean?
I
Like,
do. That's what we're doing
oh
right
yeah,
now.
oh yeah, you can have a lot of fun screwing around with that stuff.
Got some comments going on. But yeah, no, the channel thing's fun. It's not for everyone, and if anyone's thinking of starting one, it is fun. But if you want to make it a living, which neither of us do, but if you want to make it a living,
Oh,
it's not an easy job. It's matter of fact, sometimes it's more work than my regular job.
oh yeah,
It takes a ton of time, but it is good. Like this year, oh dude, I'm actually going. That was the topic. I knew I had something else. SHOT Show. I'm actually
ah,
going to SHOT Show this year. And I am pumped about it because
okay,
that's the dream. At least once. I've heard that it's gone downhill from people, but everyone's a Karen, so I'll find out for myself. But yeah, I'm going to SHOT Show. I went to TriggerCon, which you should definitely go to next year if you can swing it.
yeah, we're gonna,
TriggerCon is,
yeah, we talked about that. We're gonna do
dude.
that next year.
TriggerCon is sweet for smaller creators. It's only like maybe 60 or 80 vendors. Range day is really fun, and no, that's definitely sweet. But yeah, check that out. But SHOT Show is going to be cool. Planning a lot of different content. I'm kind of booking some appointments to go in with, like to do interviews with people and things like that. So
Yeah,
it should be fun, and it's in Vegas. So I mean, I don't really have anything to do in Vegas, really, personally, but people have fun in Vegas allegedly.
apparently we can have some fun.
But pretty sweet stuff. So as far as my content though it was SHOT Show. And then I have my Jackal review coming out this Wednesday. So if you're watching, I think I'm gonna post on Rumble first because Rumble's more legit. I'll post it on Rumble tonight if my Boost mobile Wi-Fi can get it up in time. But yeah, we'll see if I can get it on Rumble. But then Wednesday it will release on YouTube for everyone else, unless they demonetize it. Those jackwagons.
It's always high probability.
Yeah, they always try it. I've learned some tricks though. I'll have to share that with you after we stop live. I don't want to give away the tricks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to read comments, but I don't have my glasses on. I can't see crap. But anyway, so I think I covered. Yeah, anything else that you'd like to throw into our discussion before we close out?
Trying to think. Violence, speed, momentum.
What is it?
Violence, speed, momentum is a good thing to live by.
Violence,
Because in
speed,
the self-defense world,
and momentum. And on top of that, never eat yellow snow.
don't eat yellow snow. Don't do
Don't eat
that.
yellow snow. That's my advice. His is violence, speed, momentum. Don't eat yellow snow. That's pretty much it before this gets too weird. We're going to do another one in the future, probably me and J&T Shooter Reviews. If you weren't on earlier, make sure you check out his channel on YouTube. Really good stuff. Authentic, non-cringy, non-shilly reviews. So good stuff, and farewell, everyone.
See ya.